What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Small Biz. In today's video, we're going to talk about how when it comes to penny stocks, you need liquidity in order to take a nice profit, particularly if you've got $1 million on the line, which is exactly why I refused to sell one of our biotech stocks when it was up almost 30% in the pre-market. All that and more coming right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Thursday to you. Tomorrow is obviously Good Friday. Shout out to those who celebrate this weekend. I wish you and your family nothing but an abundance of peace, love, and happiness. In today's video, I want to briefly touch on what's going on in the market, maybe zoom through real quick the 7 core holdings that we own, including 2 in the Ask Jason channel. And then in the second half, I want to explain what happened with one of our stocks that we currently own in the pre-market and why I, the quarterback of the team, if you will, decided not to get out. Before I get there, let's give the guy who told me to suck nuts his 15 minutes of fame. Thrown out last week along with another guy who just doesn't know when to keep his fucking mouth shut. And on his way out, he told me to suck nuts. Suck nuts. That's the kind of guy that we were dealing with. And apparently he reached out to a couple of you to inform you that he got out as a scalper that he's always been since day motherfucking one. And we didn't. So congratulations, pal. I wish you the best of luck. And that will be the last time I mention anything to do with your name. I'd like to. I live in Atlanta, by the way. Market's very quiet. Dow is up 20 points. NASDAQ is down a tenth. S&P pretty much flat on the day. Real quick, because I want to cover what happened and why it's important that you understand that we're pretty much like a hedge fund, and I have to look out for your interest as well as a few hundred other people if we're ever going to get out of a stock successfully. Starting with number 1. The food stock. We made 40% or thereabouts, at least most of us did. Rebought the stock at 9. It's currently 9.5. I think this is the bottom. And in a world that may go haywire over the course of the next few months, heading into the election, I think it's going to make sense as to why we have 2/3 of our stocks in food, biotech, and healthcare. The C stock, which the freeloaders are aware of, CRKN, 6 cents a share. It seems to be leveling out here. They report earnings on Monday. I hope they have an ace in the hole, maybe a little bit better in terms of the revenue they already gave us guidance on. But the big thing is the forward guidance for the coming quarters and whether or not the insiders, Doug, Boaz, Sheldon, etc., once the quiet period ends, which is normally 2 or 3 days after the 10Q is filed, are they going to put skin in the game? The CEO, according to what we saw in the last filing, owns 31,000 shares, reverse split adjusted. 31,000 shares. I don't motherfucking think so. So I will do everything in my power to make sure, owning the stock just north of a dime, that they do exactly what they should do, and that's enhance, defend, and do whatever it takes to increase shareholder value. The E stock, again, leveling out 69.70 where we own it. The chairman of the company owns 22% of the stock at much higher levels. They're going to report earnings in the next 30 to 45 days. Look for an alliance related to their stem cell acquisition. I don't know. Perhaps in the same time frame. I like it right here where we're buying it in and around 69 or 70 cents. The L stock, again, same price, 69 on the dot. You've got a bankrupt company, Canoe, CANOQ, that's the largest shareholder, or was. They had over 10 million shares of stock that they were given about a year ago in lieu of payment. Since they went Chapter 11, they've been selling 150,000 shares every 2 or 3 days. They're down to about a 7 or 8% position. The CEO, Ruiz, R-U-I-Z, not once about a year ago, but about a month and a half ago, 500,000 shares at $1.14. So us in there grabbing it near its 52 and perhaps even all-time low reverse split adjusted around 69 or 70. I love the stock. That's where we own it. The N stock, once again, another one that most of us anyway that were paying attention acted upon the alerts. I'm irritated. Can you tell? Yeah. I'll explain more why in a second. We rebought the stock. They beat on the top line 2 days ago by 10%. Their guidance apparently in the conference call was not what everybody wanted. So its alliance partner, SNOA, which was up at 1675, came all the way back down. They move in tandem. I think they should just get it over with. Merge. Use the technology and the applications that the other company has. Pool your cash resources and make something out of it. You're both trading at under 20 cents a share. It's time you come together. SNOA, and yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Why don't I give out the symbols? That's what you're paying me for. Starting Monday, and I'm not fooling, it's $75 a month for Discord, $85 for premium at shopsmallbiz.com. If you want to save about $175 and you're already a member, send me a DM. I'll convert you to annual. You can go from monthly to annual. In the next 2 or 3 days, you'll save $175. And as I mentioned inside the Discord about a half an hour ago, if you bought a premium or a Discord, let's say in December, you're not going to get billed again under the new rates until end of the year. So it's not like everyone's going to get billed again in a couple of weeks. No, we only have 3 renewals scheduled for April. Whenever you paid, fast forward 12 months at the new rate, and we increase the discount by more than 50%, so you'll save 25% versus the monthly. All right, with that said, what else do we have? Snap. I think I already gave that away. We own it at 1068. The scoop after the earnings debacle was perfect. It's currently 1160 or thereabouts. Earnings are the last week of April. In the past, whenever they have a bad quarter, it gets blown up, and then it runs the last 2 or 3 weeks into earnings. So I think we're going to get a shot at, let's call it 13 or better in the next month or so. With that said, it brings me to the biotech stock whose initial starts with R, that the scalpers and the day traders and the clowns that are no longer with us sold. I am running a hedge fund in so many words. Quarterback of the team. Leader of the pack. Call me whatever the fuck you want to call me. I'm certain there's a few people that have choice words and ask me if I motherfucking care. And did I mention I live in Atlanta? So if you happen to be from Philly, look me up someday. And we'll see who's sucking nuts after that meeting. Just goes to show you how ungrateful some people are. We put up with this guy's nonsense for a couple of months, and he does have a decent side. But he doesn't know when to shut the fuck up. And we put him in the back of the room multiple times, and he finally showed his true colors. Because if you think he's only been scalping once, the one time he admitted to, bullshit. He's been doing it along with other people, some of which are still in there, and they have no fucking interest or care in the world for you or me. None. But as I've said many times before, we have about $1 million, probably close to $2 million on the line with CRKN in each individual core holding. So when they announced patent news, which is no big deal, they've already got 150 patents, you usually get a 10-15% bounce, which is what we got, and then it comes right back down. So when it was 20 by 2045 at the highs, we only had 250,000 shares on the day. And that's when little motherfuckers like that cocksucker sold his stock. And we had some in the Discord that no doubt did the same. So let me make it crystal clear. If you don't care about anybody but yourself, if you can't sit in the stock for more than 10 or 15, 20%, this is not for you. Because there's no damn way that I could have gotten 3 or 4 or 5 million shares out without crushing that stock down to 15. So as captain of the team, I said it's not in our best interest, not you, our best interest as a team to get out right now. We don't have the liquidity. But if you're sitting there wondering if you're on the Titanic, you're not. We have exited over 250 winners. Ask the Italian from Laguna Beach. He's been with me since day one with Tammy Murphy, Ryan, who owns Family Car Service, my buddy Tony, Drop Bear Coffee. It's bloody terrific. And by the way, the virtual meeting channel will open next week, so you'll have a chance to tell us all about what you do, and we will do whatever we can, buy something, refer you to someone to help you live your best life. But I have to sit here each and every day with the totality in mind. We are not going off the fucking island, sir. Shout out to my Marine brother from another mother until everyone's on the motherfucking boat. Simple as that. We rise, we fall together. We laugh, we cry to motherfucking together. We do not leave people behind. So if the liquidity's not there and we can't get out of more than a tiny sliver, you know, the kind of tiny sliver that Sucknuts has, we're not getting out. We're going to stay right where we fucking are at 16 cents until it finishes its overbought retracement, as I shared inside of the Discord, back down to 17.5, 18, where it's probably going to get support. And then wait another month, if necessary, for it to turn back up again on more news. In this particular case, it's a lap band company with 150 patents. In Ozempic, its major competitor, if you will, is starting to drown under lawsuits. So if people realize, gee, maybe it's not that easy as taking a pill, and we go back somewhat, just a fucking sliver, to the lap band or the surgeries, then is very, very fucking possible. And the offering was at 35 or 40 cents about 3 months ago. The insiders owned it a hell of a lot higher than we do at 16 cents. In closing, I am not a perfect guy. I let some clown get under my skin just now. And I don't care how fucking tough he thinks he is, he wouldn't stand a chance. But I'm not stupid. I've been doing this a long time. 30 years. Half of it as a broker from 1993 to 2007. If you'd have bought in all the trades going back 2 years, you're up over 10x. I realize the last month or so, now that we're competing with crypto and the shit coins, it's been quiet. But it's not like we're getting destroyed except for one stock, and that might change starting next week. So if you can sit for a month or two and make on average 33% and hang out with a guy who's right more than 90% of the time for a year and a half, then maybe you should go to shopsmallbiz.com, which, by the way, is growing at 100% year over year now. We're going to have 27,000 people at the end of this year, 15 of which will get an email from me next week explaining the price hike, which, oh, by the way, there's a guarantee on. If for whatever reason, whether you pay by the month or the year, that you're not happy in the next 30 days, I'll give your money back for that month or the entire year. You just have to send me a note and say, you're an asshole. As a matter of fact, suck nuts. And until next time, always remember that I love you, and thanks for watching.